welcome back everybody, and today we're back in ScrapMechanic. Now today I'm going to be showing off this build that I built over 2 videos over on my channel, so go ahead and check it out. I will link it down in the description below. Now this build took me around, I think 2 hours. I did speed up the video, so it is only about 20 minutes both of the videos, so no harm checking it out. And whilst you're in the description looking for those, why don't you also look for that subscribe button? It's completely free and costs nothing, and it helps out a ton. But anyways, this is a crawler. If you didn't know by the title, but I basically built this crawler, and it's not that bad. Now there is going to be a poll in the description, at least if I remember, what you want to see me build next. So go ahead and vote down below. But look at this thing. This thing is truly delicious, honestly. Look at this thing. So I actually have this thing. As you can tell, there's a bunch of switches. Switch. When I have all of them deactivated, nothing drives. Anyways, switch number 3 is lights. Let's just start with that. As you can see, it's got some pretty fancy lights, I'd say. It does not have working doors. It does have door handles that could make working doors, but no working doors. Sorry. Now, if we press number 2, we have your cruising speed. So there's a gas engine in there, and that gives you a nice cruise. But this is a crawler. We can't be going that fast, and it's really hard to throttle modulate in the ScrapMechanic because you can't drive on a controller. So if we switch on number 1, we get the electric engine drive. Now, it's not on. I've stopped pressing W now. This is using some mods. This car, of course, uses plenty of mods, but I don't think we're going to be able to climb this big rock. Let's just get stuck. No, but one disadvantage of this car is that once you get into something, this is what I kind of like to call it the full send car, kind of. I did come up with that just now. Because it has no reverse, and yeah, so, oh, there we go, we're free. Oh, I wanted to back up, you see, no reverse. Though this thing does have working brake lights, as you can see. So the gears are used, they're made using a WASD converter, and the reverse lights are also made using that. So you have an E converter and then a W converter. And it's pretty simple logic. I don't have it on me. I would love to show you. But basically, this thing you have to get in via hopping over the roof. And by the way, the reason why the gas cans are not red or green like on my trophy truck, and I did a full review, or, review of my own build on the trophy truck. And that is also, something I did on this channel. But so I'm gonna switch on cruising mode, and we're gonna go into here, like the kind of Mesa Utah-y, Ikumi what? Kind of looking place, Utah-esque looking place. This thing does have the exhausts. So this thing's suspension is very interesting. This is not like suspension. If you fall off of like an object, you're really not gonna get that much dampening from it. It's not for that. This is like a truly crawler built thing. This is truly built to just be a crawler. You can't get up through here. Forgot about that. There's a wall right there. Okay, just send it down here. As you can tell, we're gonna... Okay, well, we hit the ground pretty smoothly there. But, ooh, not looking where I'm going. That's a big problem. But look at this. Okay, we crawl down it again. As you can tell, this thing has, again, another interpretation of 3-link live axle. This one is a little bit better, I think, how it works. So actually, I'm going to just drive into some little bit of sun. I'm going to show off the suspension a little bit more, but really the aesthetics are fairly simple. As you can see, it's just a regular slanted hood, kind of jeepy looking front with a little bit of a bull bar and a winch. And it's got some fender flares, rock sliders, running boards, side steps, basically different ways to say different things, but rock sliders are basically just bars instead of like side steps. But in the back, we do have a 2 blocks by 5 blocks, so it is 2 thick and only 5 tall, whereas the thing has 2 by 6s on it, as you can tell. That's not the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up the top is 6. I'm pretty sure, at least. Now, the original chassis did have, actually, here, this is the one. And I can actually show off how the suspension works. I did not change the suspension. That's about all. But what I changed is I had to put another another pipe in between this assembly right here and the wheels. Hope you're watching my crosshairs, that's what I'm showing things with. So I had to put another pipe there so I could get both of the drives, as you can tell, giving a little bit of a wider stance, which it is kind of crawlery, but I'm not a huge fan, but I really couldn't probably do it any slimmer, because that is right up against that. I could actually probably do it a little bit slimmer, but this crawler frame works basically the same. Now, maybe if you saw the video where I built the frame, you'll know how this thing works. So I'm going to go and drive on to the lift. As you can tell, this thing has suspension. This is modded 5 tall suspension. Now, of course, both of these sit really, really low, but the reason being, as you can tell, these blocks, they're ultra heavy blocks. If we look in the inventory, hover over this, this is super heavy block. 10 times metal block. Heavy 50 times is wood. They didn't take grammar lessons, I don't think, when they wrote that. No offense, it's a great mod. But as you can tell, this thing just has the electric engine. It does not have the gas engine, making it very slow and very painful to get around. Now, as you can see, the suspension is put on one notch, and the axles are weighted, and so is the chassis. So the chassis is weighted. I'm going to nerd out here a little bit. So I'm stuck underneath the tire. So this thing, of course, has 3x7s, being way bigger than these 2x6s. I could probably chuck larger tires real quick. Yeah, I think they'll fit. Let's just try proof of concept. 3x7s right here. I do have larger tires, but these are some of probably the nicer off-roading tires. Okay, so we're not going to have to do any wiring. So you can see when this thing spawns in, the suspension is fully extended, as you can tell, make it look like a freaking mud truck. So there we go. Actually, I do prefer this. I might need to change that. It does make it even oh, no, it does not work. It is causing a little bit of interference. That's fine. Let's just go ahead and delete this thing real lickety split. I press the middle mouse button, and guess what that does on my mouse? It is set to make my mouse speed higher. Okay, there we go. Back to normal. Let's spawn the crawler. These are not yet on the workshop, but by the time this video will be out, they should all be on the workshop. This one is going to be called the crawler. That's what it's going to be the whole car called. It looks a little bit funky, but trust me, it's going to look fine once you spawn in. Then this thing is going to be called the crawler frame, and feel free to build your own chassis onto that. But if you are going to re-upload to the workshop, please do credit me and link my channel. I will put the it into the description, the thing that people can search up. So you may build something out of this, and if you just build something, I'm fine with that. You can use it however you want. Just please do, credit me if you use this chassis. If you just build this yourself, this same system, but you build it yourself, I'm completely fine with that. Just saying, real quick. But now let's get back to the suspension. So, I'm gonna put my lift right there. As you can see, we roll up, all the wheels stay in contact. So this works with the depressed, just like me, suspension, as you can see. So then when we raise the lift, it only goes to a certain degree. This thing actually has a little bit better articulation. Yeah, this is about fully extended. Now, the thing being the axle not being able to twist anymore, I'm trying to think, maybe if we put a suspension piece in the middle, then it would maybe be able to twist a little bit more, because then the middle can compress, but it's going to cause some funky things. But basically, you don't get the full 5-stacker advantage right here, but this is a 5-tool suspension, again a mod. So, this, as you can tell here, I'm going to show this one more time, try to make it not slide off. It's going to slide off, that's just ScrapMechanic for you. But as you can tell, the axles are weighted, so instead of the suspension pushing the axle down, which I could probably also do, but it causes a weird problem where it starts swaying from side to side. If you did watch my video where I built the chassis, you will know that, and it is pretty hilarious because it just starts wobbling from side to side because one compression suspensions. One suspension compresses, and then it forces the other one, then it springs back because these somehow work without shock absorbers, even though I think all suspension in ScrapMechanic should work with shock absorbers somehow, sort of. I don't know, but swallow. But these weights basically help keep the tire down on the ground. Now this thing has the exact same suspension setup, you just can't see it because it's all hidden in there. Now if we put this thing on the lift, maybe we can see a little bit. I did a little bit of a dum-dum whilst building this chassis and accidentally for a second blocked the suspension off, but that's fixed now, that's fine, that's really fine. So don't worry about it. Now this thing sadly does have to have a hole in the roof for you to get in and out. I originally had a hole in the door to get in, but then I tried to hop out and you just get stuck in the roof. So yeah, that's what had to happen. But basically, I'm very happy with this build. Comment down below what you think I could have done better. Of course, I'm not going to be rebuilding this. This is how it is. It will be uploaded on the workshop like I said. And this thing will be uploaded as well. You know what? Before I upload it, it's going to be still called Crawler Frame. I'm going to try and figure out, just trying to think, a gear drive thingy. Not like gear drive, but you'll have multiple speeds. And I'll try and put reverse on this, actually. Thinking about it, that's going to be a little bit difficult. Just a weeny bit difficult. But I will try and put it onto this frame before I do put this on the workshop. This thing is not going to have reverse. That's just how it is, because I'd have to rip the whole bonnet apart and put another engine in here. Now, surprisingly, this does look like a pretty big thing, but the front is pretty full because of all the suspension clearances and stuff. And the back, you don't really have any space like usual in my builds. The back, it's really empty and stuff. But I'm really happy with this build. Comment down below what you think. I'll be happy to take your suggestions on board. Make sure, if you have ScrapMechanic, you can go and check this thing out on the workshop, by the way. For a second I was going to say I engineered this thing stupid, but then I realized no, my thoughts were stupid. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Do make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down what you'd like to see. There is a poll down below what I'm going to be building next in ScrapMechanic. Make sure to vote. And I will see you next time. Bye!